love creating crates. Hang on. So loud. Oh, I have food in my mouth. Hi, Shirley Miller. Thank you for the 14 months of subbing. I appreciate you. Mumble. Mumble, mumble, mumble. Okay. Let's see. Ta-da! I have stuff to do today. And I remembered, oh wait, I was thinking about streaming. So here I am. Hi, Kaiser. Oh, that's all right. Do what you gotta do. I'm in a little bit of a financial crisis. I want to say it's okay, but it's maybe not. I'm actually very concerned. Nami food, yeah, it's just thank you, Kaiser. Appreciate you. I've got just a kind breakfast bar because it was something I could grab out of the it's what I could grab out of the pantry quick and easy. You've created one of those for yourself? A financial crisis? Yeah. I'm really, honestly, okay. I had a market on Saturday, and it was supposed to help me a lot. And I was like, oh, like, all I really need... Yeah, same. I'm recovering from irresponsible decision making. I've been making some more responsible decisions, but I'm still recovering from the irresponsible ones. So I was at a market on Saturday. I had a bill that actually was just paid today. I was able to borrow some money from my parents, and it was okay. Jumping straight into the trauma. Hi, welcome to the stream. I had a bill that was due today, that came out of my account today, and I was like $60 short for the bill, and so I borrowed some money from my folks, but had a market on Saturday, and I was like, yeah, I'll make $60. It won't be deposited into my account in time. So I said to my parents, I'm like, can I just borrow $60 after the market's over and I get paid from the market? I'll pay you back. And they said, all right. And we did that. It was freezing rain. There was a game in the arena that was next to the location. So parking was packed. People who wanted to go to the market couldn't go to the market because the parking lot was full. There's another one. What was it? Oh, and the St. Patrick's Day parade was that day as well. So people who were out a lot of people were out at the St. Patrick's Day parade. And then this and that and this and that. And also just the economy sucks. So like on average, the average market has not been great anyway, but I've at least made profits on most of the markets. But yeah, the booth cost after tax $113. And I made $34. And I don't mean my profit was $34. I sold $34 worth of product. And I got a credit card payment to fill in 16 days, and I don't have any money. I also got an invoice for a market that I have to pay tomorrow, and I might have to just not go, because I have commissions, right? Like once I get the commissions done, I'll have money, but I might just have to not do this market because I don't have $113 to pay for the ticket. And like I could ask my parents to borrow some money, but I've been doing that and I don't want to continue doing that. Sorry, I just jumped straight in to this conversation. I don't like it, and but it's just all consuming right now. You know. Anyway, hard times. I'm losing it. But anyway, let's work on commission so I can pay my bills. So I'm doing some emotes for Classy Katie. We stan. And that's just what I'm going to be working on today. I have another commission for our dear Brett. But honestly, this one will in the position of need money now. I can finish an emote commission faster than I can finish a branding overhaul commission, so I'm just focusing on this one first. Sorry, Brett. I'll get to it, I promise. Just right now. Just right now, I need to do it. Anyway, how are you guys doing? The world's on fire and everything's dying, but how are you? There was a comedian who invented a game for hard times. He just made a hole with his hand and looked through it and called it Hole. Oh, I love Z Frank. Narrowing the view of objects and scenery was interesting. Alright. I haven't watched a Z Frank video in a while. Sitting in a frying pan full of hot oil, fire of my own making. Yup. Who turned the oven on as I burn slowly to death, boil slowly to death? It was me. I did it. Anyway, we do what we gotta do, you know? Visiting family and my friends is expensive, so I must limit it next year since I live thousands of miles away now. Oh, shit. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's the dopamine of like, hey, I'm like burning to death, but it looks pretty when... If it looks pretty and feels good when I actually like put some more into it, though. At least for a second, and then it feels worse. The thing that gets me, the one that's been fucking with me for the past couple years, is like, I'll make a business investment and say this is the one. This is the one that's like gonna, I'll make more money from it. I'm making the expense, but I'll make more money long term. I'll pay it. It'll pay for itself and more. And I keep doing it. I keep convincing myself that this is the one that's going to change my life, and then it never is. So this one will be different. This time I put oil in the pan, it'll be different. I hope you make a scary version of this drawing, leaving the eyes black. Like that, and making the scenery frightening, like fire. That would actually be amazing. Have it be like an animated emote, and just have it be like you hug bong, you hug bong. World is on fire. Hug bong, world on fire. Imagining purple. I was talking about this the last time I streamed, and by that I mean January 1st. It's been a minute. But I have another nephew on the way. So my sister-in-law is going to be on maternity leave soon, which means I will not be babysitting my nephew twice a week, which means I will have time to schedule. And, maybe I'll be able to stream more. I don't know. It'd be cool. More nephew, much lad. I'm gonna have 2 nephews. So many boys. It's I'm feeling kind of conflicted about it, right? Because like I will have so much more time and room for activities. So much room and time for activities. But at the same time, I'm gonna miss that little nugget. Visiting my nieces and nephews, I understand that feeling. Yeah, and we're feeling, like, guilty, too, because, so my nephew that is alive now, who's 3 years old, he's type 1 diabetic. It meant that we basically didn't, there was, like, no shot of him, there was little to no shot of him ending up and getting a daycare position because it limited, like, getting a daycare, a spot in a daycare is already difficult. I'm gonna turn down the music. I feel like it's a little loud. Anyway, my nephew didn't, type 1 diabetic, he didn't get into daycare. It limited the field of options quite a lot, right? And there wasn't much to begin with. So it became kind of a grandma daycare situation. He comes to our house twice a week, and then his other grandma comes and helps out at their house twice a week. You know, they're hoping to get, you know, a actual daycare for this new baby. And my current nephew will be starting school in September. But like, if he ends up in real daycare, but then, you know, this current nephew is someone we've participated in his daycare situation. We've helped provide his daycare. We feel there's like a lot of guilt as far as like, we're not going to have the same relationship with this new nephew as we did with the current one, if that makes sense. We're not going to spend the kind of time with him as we did the other. It's just not going to be the same. And there's guilt for that. So, for this drawing, it's like, it's a hug emote. We're hugging a bong. I get it. Guilt on your side or their side? Guilt on our side. They're not guilting us. But like, my parents are seniors, you know, like I do what I can to help, but I'm trying to work too. My parents are retired seniors. They do what they can, but like, it's just not realistic. Them feeling guilty? I don't know if they feel guilty. We haven't really talked to them about it, to be honest. Maybe we should. See if you can do video time. I worked with my friend's mom after her grandchildren. I mean, we've talked about, you know, it's gonna be rough to go from like, it's gonna be rough for my nephew to go from like spending 2 days a week with Nana Papa at his house to no days a week. So we were talking about like, oh, we should organize that there's 1 day a week where he comes over still. So make sure we maintain that relationship. But like I said, we're just not going to have the same relationship with the second nephew as my second nephew as we did with the first. What was I gonna say? So looking at this illustration, so this is supposed to be a bong, right? And so I feel like I should do the line art for the bong on a separate layer, and then work on like have some fun with like translucent. You know, like use the translucent element of the glass bong. Are you saying bong? I am saying bong. This is classic Katie we're talking about. Stoner extraordinaire. My science mind only sees a flask as I don't know what bongs look like. I kept trying to understand how it was a bomb. No, it's not a bomb. Yeah, well, it's based off of, I mean, the traditional, what do you call it? Beaker style bong. You don't see the bowl? I haven't drawn the bowl yet. It's gonna be here or something. I'm not there yet. That would explain why I don't see it. There you go. Yeah, it's gonna be like... It's I've been kind of, I drew some there's some very light sketch lines here that was how I intended to draw it. I'm not there yet. Hang on, I'm just checking something real quick. Okay. We good. But yeah, I'm trying to think of like where the hair would go from here. If I am gonna draw it in like a translucent way, where does it go? Like here? Or like that? Fun challenge. This is a fun challenge in this art piece with the translucent glass. Yeah, exactly. Like I've played with it before. Actually, one of my favorite emotes that I've ever drawn was it seems maybe silly. I don't know if he uses it anymore. But I did some emotes for Domestic Dan back in the day. And I did one that's like a glass of whiskey. Yeah. Hang on. Hopefully this still works. It does. Yes. This emote, Domestic Cheers. So it's not clear from this, but like all of this, I mean, this is a transparent PNG, so the glass looks different on a light background to a dark background. And that was something that I was very proud of the highlights kind of stand out more on the dark background than in the light background and stuff like that. It seems, I don't know. Do another line here. I just want to do like a guideline of like where the head is so that the hair doesn't look too stupid. And that tells me that this line needs some fixing. But yeah, I like playing with, being that emotes are all PNGs, and PNGs have a transparent element to it. It's really cool to play with. The transparency element when and where I can. Okay, since the hair is clearly like flowing out in this direction, I don't need this to flare out to this side too much. There's kind of build in the base of it and then maybe do a couple little loops, you know? This is all behind the arm though, so it won't, that definitely won't be visible. Oh, ad in progress. Sorry guys. My bad. I don't usually zoom in this much, but I feel it feels necessary. Yeah, I was working on the sketch for this and a couple other emotes. For this commission yesterday, and I was having one of those like, did I forget how to draw? I threw my whole ass into those. Oh! I threw my whole ass so hard into these cat bookmarks that I'm... Hang on. Let me show you these real quick. I worked so hard on these cat bookmarks that I don't remember how to draw anything else. Hang on. Ignore this. I feel like playing some sort of ad thing. I need some like infomercial music. Cat bookmarks. Woo! These are magnetic bookmarks. They attach to the page with magnets, and they have butts. And I have a whole bunch of different flavors of cats. I've even got a couple more in the oven. They're not quite ready to launch, but I need to focus on this right now. You love them? I'm glad to hear that. Unfortunately, I can't ship anything to the States right now, but if you're anywhere else, you can get yourself your very own cat butt. You love them. I'm glad to hear that. I also have pug magnetic bookmarks as well, but the cats are new. Because of course I did pugs first. Are you kidding me? What a silly idea that it would be anything else. And so far, the Fawn Pug bookmarks are my best, like, single seller bookmark. It's not... I don't know where I was going to go with that, actually. Hang on. Wait a minute. I lost it. Where'd it go? You can tell I'm out of touch, you know, like, and out of practice as far as streaming, because I'm like, what are words? And maybe this is why I need to stream more again. You know? So I can practice using mouth sounds and form sentences. I need a pug butt sticker to put on the back of my Kindle like it's a bookmark. That's an idea. I never thought about making them as stickers, but I suppose I could. Because it's like, I mean, do I have any? Here, I have some. Some of these. This was actually like a misprint, so this is not one that I'm gonna sell, but this is one that I have. So, like, it's one whole, like, when you unfold it, it's like one whole guy, right? Like, it's a full illustration folded in half. So I could just make stickers of the whole guy. Wow, it's pretty large. Full length. The full length of it is 6 inches. I think the width. These ones were the first ones that I did. This is the tester. And then I realized on this version that the legs were a little bit too far spread. And it didn't actually fit in the packaging. So I've tweaked the design a bit. So the legs are just a little bit like this one is just a little bit like pushed in, rotated in a little bit more than this version of it. But so it's 6 inches long, unfolded, and I think the finished version is just under 3 inches wide. This one's just over 3 inches wide, and that was the problem. The updated version is like 2.8 something inches, I think, wide. But yeah, they're laminated little guys with a glossy laminate, and then they've got the magnets, and so they just clasp onto a page. I like these magnets too because they're really thin, so they're not like bulky and sitting in the book, but they're strong enough to hold, but not so strong that they risk damaging the pages. Definitely need those for my mom. I'll have to ask her if she has an over-the-border receiver. That would be sick. .1415 inches wide. Kitty ate some pie and was the problem. Yeah, too thick. She was too thick. Hi, Corey, by the way. Good to see you. Because here's the problem, right? Like, I mean, I do go out and do these markets, right? And that's probably the most social thing that I do regularly. Because I'm very much an introvert. And I feel like I'm losing my, I mean, honestly, real talk, like really real talk, COVID destroyed my, like, any tolerance I had for social gatherings. You know, I developed a tolerance for being around people and being social, a certain level of it, and it really brought me back down. Anyway, whatever, doesn't matter. I'm not gonna worry about this right now, I don't think. I'm thinking too much. But yeah. Well, we were talking about financial issues earlier. Like I said, I'm probably gonna have to talk to my folks about, like, you know, there's only so much money I can borrow. Especially when it's been really inconsistent as to whether or not those investments will pay off as far as markets go. I was going to put these lines on a different layer. Why am I focusing on that? Anyway. I'll have to talk to them about it. Because it might just be a better idea that I just skip this upcoming market, you know? For my budget's sake. And just really focus in on commissions and, like, the online store instead. At least... At least until I've got some wiggle room again. All right, guys, nice to see you. You take care of yourself. Usually do the face on a different layer for line art because I tend to tweak and change it the most. And it's easier to, you know, move things around and change things when I don't have to worry about whether or not I'm damaging the base line art. Not sure if I want to put a nose on this illustration or not. I feel like it's not the worst idea, but I feel like I'll do a nose version and a no-nose version. And I'll send her both and see what just she likes better. Nosy. Especially since I've seen, like, her caricatures in, like, her existing emotes don't have a nose. And it does give you, like, in such a small form factor as an emote. Sometimes it just makes it more crowded than it's worth to just draw noses versus not. What time of the year are the most active for those markets? I am assuming during some holidays and the first warm weekend or something. There are definitely more markets during the summer because a lot of them go outside. A lot of them are outdoor markets. And so obviously during the winter it's too fucking cold to go outside. But there's different markets for different things. Like my go-to market is like they run it twice a month every month. Drawing on the wrong layer again. Oi! There. I feel so tired. It is a physical sensation of crushing weight. I feel that. I get a lot of, for me, it's a lot of, I get very sore. My body is really sensitive to aches when I'm tired. If that makes sense. Was I drawing on the wrong layer again? No, I wasn't. Okay, good. I get that sometimes too. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I need to. I don't know. I'm thinking out loud, and it's like not really. It's one of those things. I'm like, it isn't really anyone's business that I talk about this. I think I am gonna draw the beaker on the same layer. I'll just do like a layer mask on top to get the colors. Or a clipped mask for the colors, clipped layer on top of for the colors, and then I can mask it for if any of the lines are translucent or not. There we go. But now some of these lines are just like real excessively thick. She's too thick. Actually, that's good. The more I think about it, the more I'm thinking, like, I should probably just not. I should probably just pass on this market and just not worry about it. Just really focus down on the commissions and getting the money so that I can pay my bills. and not worry about taking on a new one, especially when I can't. Clearly, I can't afford it right now. Especially when I have... Let me see. I've got 2 more. No, I only have 1 market. Damn, I only have 1 market that I've actually... 1 more market in the queue that's like paid for. Okay. I don't know, man. Again, I'll talk to people about it. But yeah, I'm hoping to stream more once my my sister-in-law's on maternity leave and we don't have my nephew over quite as often, because like the reality is, as it stands with my schedule, I technically have time to stream, but just like I burn on the days where I help take care of my nephew or whatever. I just really struggle to, like, the day after, and like, oh, I technically have free time to stream, but then I'm like, yeah, but I'm tired though. Like all my social energy is gone because I spent 8 hours with a baby or a toddler, and I love him to death, but I'm just like, you know what I don't want to do? Talk to strangers on the internet. Anyway, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Best laid plans and all that. I'll work on the bowl and the stem in a little bit. That's just not what I want to focus on right now. What can I say? The bung is my least favorite part of this drawing so far. Let's try putting down sometimes when I put down some base colors is where I really start to feel it, Does that make sense? Sometimes when I'm looking at the line art, I hate it. Or I can't process it properly until I have some colors laid down. Layer mask. I don't know. Thing is, layer masks don't quite work the same as they do in Photoshop, and I'm a little bit mixed on that. I wish... The one thing I like about layer masks in Photoshop that don't work like that in Clip Studio is that you can use, or at least I haven't been able to get it to work like this in Clip Studio, is that you can use like a gradient in monochrome, in grayscale, to like dictate different layers of transparency. Like you could use a 50% gray to get 50% transparency on the mask, but you can't do that with or at least I haven't been able to figure out how to do it with Clip Studio Paint. So I might just have to... I might have to change how I do things then. Okay. Let's choose a skin tone color. That's not it. Better. Our girl is quite fair. There we go. We'll tweak it if we need to, but good starting point, I think. See here. Here our girl's got kind of a purple to blue gradient going on. Yeah, I'm seeing some of the issues I have with the line art already. Now that I've like started to put down some of the color. Also, I think kind of not seeing the sketch behind it also can really, like, influence how we're interpreting things, if that makes sense. During me that I noticed the nose was opposite before I noticed the bong was on the opposite side. I see. Drop this. Let's grab this shade. There we go. Whatever, we'll just keep working on it. We'll get wherever we're going eventually. I have to say, I've never drawn a bong before, and this is an interesting experience. Putting this on a separate layer because I'm like confused as to what I'm looking at, to be honest. My tired is catching up to me. It's been great to see you. Hope your commissions continue well. Thank you so much, Sally Millie. Take care of yourself. But yeah, Corey, as you were saying, like summer tends to be very summer tends to be really big for markets. Also, like the holiday season, there's going to be a lot of them. Those are where. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I just saw something. Uh-oh, what was I doing? My brain is like kind of shit, to be honest. Better chance for cash flow on those times? Maybe. Definitely, like, this is the time of year where things are kind of shit. Things get better, but... Anyway, sorry. Oops, Teams meeting. All right. Cool. You take care of yourself. It looks all right. I like it. Okay. But yeah, I've been feeling like I've forgotten how to I've been forgetting how to mask. Pros and cons to that, I think. Let's make... What's this? That's not going to be it, but let's just make sure it's not skin colored is what I'm working on right now. Am I gonna use highlights like this or no? I don't like that. Kind of. I'll work on it. I feel like I just need to look at other Twitch emotes to remind me what Twitch emotes look like. for now. I don't want to look at it. I think there are parts of this that are good. I'm just gonna hide that layer for now. Excuse me. I'm gonna actually run to use the bathroom. I'll be back in a few minutes, all right? Be right back. I got me a sody pop. And I won't leave the Be Right Back overlay on. See, we do learn sometimes. Yeah, sometimes when I see the colors, not even the shading, but just the flats, I start to see, oh, that's where the line art's not working. That's where it needs a little bit more work. Nose or no nose? I mean, in the small size, you can't really tell. Oh. Anyway. Why does that look cool? Why does that actually like work? Anyway. Hide that layer for now. It's distracting. too about. Actually, let's do... No, never mind. I was thinking about doing something and I changed my mind. Okay. I made a mistake. That's okay. Should I just put the nose on a separate layer? I feel like yes, so it's easier to add and remove. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna hide the nose for now. I'm just gonna focus on the work. What if I do like this? No, don't like it. use this color? The glass? I mean, no, but... Actually, yeah. I merged the face layer with the line art layer, and we'll see if I regret that decision. Welcome back. If I put this layer on top of everything else and then just do this. I mean, maybe. There's a sound effect in this song that sounds like when my tablet on its stand jiggles. tablet jazz. Okay, I feel like it's starting to... starting to feel it. I kind of wanted to see something though, out of curiosity. Okay, that's boring. Never mind. Never mind. I was like, hey, maybe this thing will provide me some inspiration. And then I looked at it and I said, nope, never mind. Nope. Let's see. Play any good video games lately? Or just anything? Ah! Stevie! Hell yeah. Welcome, Raiders. I'm drawing emotes. I'm working. Yeah. So this is the one I'm working right now. I'm working on emotes for Classy Katie. It's a hug emote. And of course it's a bond. Because it's Classy Katie. We love CK. Yeah. I'm doing... I think I have 16 emotes to do for her. And I have bills to pay, so I need to get them done, bitch. I had a bit of a financial crash out earlier in the stream. I don't know. I'll perhaps message you privately, but basically I have bills that I can't pay right now, and that's scary. Your hair looks so good. What? Thank you. As in, like, the drawing, the hair that I drew, or my hair on my head? Because thanks for both, actually. Ooh, thank you. Thank you. I'm having one of those, the past couple days, I've been having one of those, like, what the fuck? Did I just, like, forget how to draw overnight? There's just pieces of it that aren't clicking in a way that I feel like they normally do, and it's pissing me off. Hi! Welcome, Raiders. I am Maureen Creates. I am a freelance illustrator who has known Stevie a very, 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 very long time. Very. $12 years, I think. Shut up. Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh. Except, yes. Oh no. Oh no. I'm gonna hang on, let me just do a, what do you call it? Let me plug real quick. Would you like some cat magnetic bookmarks? Because I got them. Also, hello. Pug plug. That's a bad dragon kind of product, Stevie. Excuse you? So cat magnetic bookmarks. I've got many different flavors of cat. We've got calico. We've got a white one. We've got a gray one that's out of order. I need to fix that. But there's a butt too. There's your orange tabby. You got your gray. What do you want to call them? Your gray tabby, complete with butt. We have the brown tabby, complete with butt. There's the face. That's the Russian blue, you know? And we've got a black cat too, with the yellow eyes and a butt. And a Siamese with a butt. And there's the calico again, with a butt. I'm actually so proud of, I feel like it shows best on this one, the pattern for the tabbies. Like it's just the same pattern recolored for like the orange and the gray and the brown, but like this took me so long. This took 1.5 seasons of Bridgerton to finish. But there they are, my tabbies. I think they look good. I'm very proud of them. I've got a couple more variations in the oven, but they're not quite ready yet. I'm going to be doing a tortoiseshell and a tuxedo. I thought I'd had the tuxedo done, but then I opened the file to print it, and I stared at it for a minute, and I said, you need a little bit more time in the oven, I think. It's just not quite there. And pugs. Pug bookmarks. This fun magnetic bookmark is still definitely my bestseller as it stands. And there's a black pug too for all my black pug stands. There's the babies. Pug plug. There you are. There you go. So there's all the shit that I've been working on. But now I just need to get commissions done. But I was just saying, I'm in my last market this past Saturday. The booth, it was just like a series of unfortunate events, and it meant that the market was like dead, and it also meant that I had made like no money. And by that I mean the booth after tax was $113 and my take home was $34. And I just got an invoice for the next market, and I'm thinking I might be able to borrow money from my parents, but there's only so much money from but I'm gonna borrow from my parents. I might just have to turn that one down and just focus on getting these commissions done so that I can actually, pay my bills. Crazy idea, but it sucks, but it is what it is. Financial responsibility and all that. But it was no one's fault in particular. This last market was like, I said it earlier, there wasn't a game at the stadium that's like in the same area, and the parking was a disaster. Like the parking lot was super, super full. So a lot of the people who wanted to come to the market for just the market couldn't find parking and just went home. It was also raining, like freezing rain. It was quite sad. On top of that, also St. Patrick's Day parade was on Saturday, so that's Between those three things, the market was exceptionally dead. And it was tragic. But it happens. It happens, but it does suck. You know, so sometimes it's a little bit of a reality check. You know, budget for the worst, you know, hope for the best, budget for the worst. I might have to cut back on the markets that I do this year and just focus on a few. But then even the ones that normally do well, sometimes there's just days where it just doesn't work out, you know? I did a market last year that's usually really, really good for me, and it was going well, and then there was a rainstorm, and I lost a whole bunch of product to water damage. So it really is like, the market was good, the circumstances were shit, and you just can never really know, right? Sorry to be like trauma dumping. It feels like that, but sometimes you just need to say it out loud. And sometimes saying it out loud, sometimes a person hears it and they're like, damn, I didn't realize other people's life sucked too, you know? I didn't realize other people were going through the same garbage. Especially in the world of like social media, where like people are only posting the most beautifully curated versions of themselves. Stevie, I have a question for you. You have the eyes. I'm gonna send both versions to Katie, and she'll make the final call, of course. But I want to know what you think. No nose, nose. Oh. Nose or no nose? Zoom out. Way out? But I mean, you can see it right here. These are the way outs. Hang on, let me move my camera real quick. Girl, you got the way outs. Look at them. Look at all the way down here. Let me put me here. Let's put me right here. Nose off. No nose. I feel like on the small side, like you can't really see it either way, and it just kind of, you can't decipher it either way on like the 28 by 28 size that like is most of what people are gonna see, and it kind of just makes a tiny black pixel right in the middle. I think off is what I'm leaning for. I think so too. I'll do both versions and let her choose, but I'm definitely leaning towards a certain direction. So I lurked in a little bit of your stream earlier, Stevie. How was your progress today? It went well, though I still have a lot more to check off the boxes. Fair enough. Fair enough. You got a lot to do. You got a lot to do. Let's see. I'm happy with the progress, and I'm dealing with a few annoying, finicky things now. You got any examples? Not that I can help in any way, but, you know. Actually... I imported an image and 2 pixels are swapped on it? How would it even do that? No, I kind of just want to look at some of my original sketches to see if... Imports images in a way that makes them easy for a GPU to use. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna pull the sketches out of here. Because I just want to see them. I'm still not happy with this. There's elements of it that's like, oh, it's coming together, and then I get to another point and I'm like, losing it, dude. I guess there's just some practice left. You know, remembering how to... I haven't drawn an emote in a little while. Like pre-Christmas, I think. So it's... Well, I mean, I've done some sketches, but... Feeling rusty for sure. You know, drawing on such a small scale. It's hard to be easier on yourself when you've got deadlines, you know? It's also an element of like picking colors. All right, we got an ad in coming in about 5 minutes. If I forget otherwise, sorry. Gonna lurk for a bit. Take care of my flesh person. Good luck. Nice. I've considered getting turbo, but remember when Prime included turbo? That was nice. I missed that. feel like I'm losing my mind. It was a sweetener before they took it away to make you have a need for it. Yup. Oh, how does this work? Can I do this? I can. E. I'm not happy. Okay. Okay, let's see. Let's do a clipped layer. I'm going to take this color and I'm going to darker and warm it up, but then I'm going to gradient. And by gradient, I mean airbrush. Warmer. Oh, and the games I'm playing, I got into playing Marathon. I also got the new Ditto game on the Switch too, but I've not gotten far in that. Ooh. I don't have a Switch 2, so I can't be tempted by the Ditto game. Fortunately for my wallet. That was an expensive game. Did you not have a Switch 2? Did you buy a Switch 2 to play it? I think I need to revisit this one. I think I'm gonna work on something else because I'm kind of losing it. Let's work on this one. This one's gonna be an animated emote. This is like Peepo leave. Got to switch to at launch, so I was good there. There you go. Timeline. What? Oh, hang on just a second. My mom's picking up my prescription at the pharmacy and it didn't go through. I thought I sent my prescription, but they don't have a notification about it, so let me see, make sure I actually pressed all the buttons. Did I press all the buttons or did I fuck it up? Pocopia was selling out, but that's crazy. Physical copies are going for 80 US. Yeah, they're literally like $100 here, like $98.99. It's insane. I had thought it was weird that I hadn't gotten a notification that my prescription is ready, but maybe I didn't press the complete button. Fuck off! I already put in the fucking button. What do you want from me? It's giving me all kinds of shit about putting in security codes. And, you know, sending me 15 million security codes kind of defies the purpose of it being secure. Actually, the more you have to put it in, the bigger of a risk you're taking. Anyway, whatever. Refill requested. History. What? Maximus Maximus. Appreciate you, dude. Thank you so much. Hell yeah, comrade. Is there a way to, like, look at when I... No? Sorry, I'm just, I thought I had submitted a prescription for refill, but I'm being told that I didn't. So I'm checking. When was this? Oh, the Pokemon Sleep app? Yeah. People are really into that, huh? I don't know. I still have a Switch 1, and as we've discussed previously, getting anything new is not going to happen anytime soon. Okay, well. There's a reminder. Right by. Refill. It's ready for pickup. I wish it would tell me when I submitted it, but it doesn't, and that's annoying. Anyway, whatever. I'm focusing too much on something that I can't do anything about. And I apologize for my mind space today. I'm not in a good place right now, and I don't really know what to do about it. I wish I could be more entertaining. Thinking your art style and peeking at your setup specs. Ooh. Thank you. All right, trying to remember what the hell my shortcuts are. Okay, H makes a new cell. Do I have onion layers on? I don't. That's fine. Do you like the lavalier mic? I need to find a good one. I like it pretty good. I bought it secondhand. and I think it might have been used by like a gym or something for like fitness classes before I got it. I don't know. Basically a local music store does an annual, what they call an attic sale, and so they sell off kind of floor models and like some of their secondhand stuff that's been there for a while, because they buy used stuff and sell it. And so I got it during the attic sale. I think full price, it's something like $750, and I got it for $450 Canadian, by the way. So I got a pretty fucking good deal. But yeah, I mean, I like it. I do like it a lot, and I've gotten compliments on it. I like it for when I'm doing studio streams, like if I'm doing like market setup and stuff, like if I'm doing like a restock studio chit chat kind of stream, it's great, and I'm walking around a lot. But I don't think it's right for most people. Actually, I mean, a lot of people really like that. What do you call it? The DJI one? I've seen a lot of people use these guys lately for the DJI Mic Mini. This guy I see people using a lot, because then they use them for like IRL streams as well, like if they go out into the wild. And they sound really good. And they're way cheaper than what I have. If I was starting over, I'd probably get this thing instead. Outside, surely not. Fair. I like my lav mic, and it works well for me. But it is tied to a base, ultimately. For better or worse. Looking for a wireless mic that's small enough that sounds good for a VTuber setup and doesn't interfere with face and hand track. I see. What are you doing? Get out of here. Yeah? I guess, do a lot of VTubers use like shotgun mics? Because the shotgun mic is generally a lot more sensitive, but in that sensitivity you can kind of have it out of frame, as it were, so that you don't it wouldn't interfere with trackers, I guess. But then you're going to pick up more sounds outside of just your voice. I don't know. I know some who don't do hand tracking use SM7B or SM58. Yeah, I have the SM57. But I've not spent much time playing with like VTubing. I know marginally more about PNG tubers. I've been trying to learn PNG tuber software because I would like, I mean, days like this where I'm just drawing, I don't love having the stream light on when I'm working on art, because it kind of affects my perception of colors. But yeah, like I would like it would be nice to have like a PNG tuber if I just don't want to have my face up, or maybe my office is particularly messy and I don't want that. Do you like the 57? I only ever used it once to mic a guitar amp. I only ever used one to makeup a guitar amp once, I think. Yeah, that's what it tends to be used most for. But the 57 and the 58 are almost identical in build. I think the capsule and everything in it is the same. It's just the body that's different, right? I listened to a lot of audio tests, but before I bought the 57. I don't know why I decided to go for the 57 instead of the 58. Amateur board tech, gotcha. Just use whatever you happen to have. That's what I hear. Is like the 57 is the perfect sorry, I'm pulling up some stuff. The 57 is a microphone that like every sound tech should have a few of, just sitting in a box for just in case. I've heard it's like just such a workhorse kind of amp, you know, or a workhorse kind of microphone. Perfect for, I don't have something else, let's just use the 57. They've gotten so expensive too. I got it on sale for $80. They're like 120 now. It's crazy. Everything's getting so goddamn expensive. Gotcha. It's the I'm generally good for everything, but maybe not the best at any. Exactly. Jack of all trades, master of none. It's very much a workhorse microphone. Hang on, I'm pulling up People Leave because that's what this emote is based off of. I'm trying to figure out how long is between if you're not familiar with People Leave, let's take a look. This is what People Leave looks like. And we're doing the classy Katie version of People Leave. That's what we're doing right now. So we start with the one staring. And then we get here. Paste it, edit. Can I just flip the image? Transform, flip horizontal. Yes. One of the cool things we can do here is because we can take the silhouette of this, because obviously the character is staring and then they turn around and go boop, 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 and get smaller. Ultimately, the animation for this won't be super difficult because a lot of this will just be kind of the silhouette up, and then what? We take that, do it again. But we make it a little bit smaller. And we do it again. And we make it a little bit smaller. And a little bit smaller. Like I said, we'll get to the details of it, the finesse of it all in a little bit, but I'm just trying to get the timing right. How do we... Okay. It's way too fast. Also, what is the... I used a template for this, but I also need to work on the settings, I think. Timeline? No. We'll forget how to do this. It's been a while since I've done any animating. Playback settings? Prefer speed, prefer quality, animation curve. Is it the timeline settings? Timeline. Change settings. Start frame, end frame. Division line, scene numbers, shot number. That's fine. Frame rate. 24 frames per second. Four frames a second. Do I want it to sit for almost 24 frames? Maybe not quite 24. Let's say 20. I will want at least one more of this, I think. How did that happen? No, we need a little bit more. 48, maybe? Do we like how long? I think I like how long it sits. Staring. Right? Oh, sure, no problem. Why is it like that? Copy. Delete. Paste. And it really shrinks down into nothing. I'm realizing. How long does this? Okay. You know what? Let's just set up our endpoint where it's like friggin' small. And then just work on making everything fit together. You know what? Let's delete all of these and just... So 3 to 10. Delete. And then we make something right in the middle. And we see the full screen and the small screen, and then we work on getting it somewhere in the middle of the two. Like... And we do something in the middle of those two. Copy, paste. Oh, what the hell? Yeah. There we go. Oh, shit. Yeah, that makes sense. It is really interesting to draw, like, animated things like this, where you're like... You get the idea, though, right? Does this make sense? How I'm... Anyway, whatever. There you go. That. This is actually pretty drastic. It's not quite right, but... think that's working. Like this pacing. Honestly. Okay. The speed went fast. Okay, let's see. I think I just need to edit some of these. I think we're doing the right thing. I just kind of fucked up. Let's just try it again. Let's put you right here. Copy. H. Trying to find really the middle ground here. Okay, 1, 2, 2, 3. Right, we're gonna build something the in-between for these two. It's halfway between that one and that one. Like that? Oops. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're figuring out some things, I think. This one's still a little bit weird. Let's actually take that one. That? Sure. Let's see. So we're in between the two, like that. I think. Okay, I think it's coming together. We've got the technique right. We just gotta like get it. And then I've got to eventually add the boop, 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 boop. Just get it. Beep, 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 beep. Okay. Actually, I kind of want to make this one a little bit. Just a little bit smaller, I think. Wrong. Good. Yeah, hi Corey. Welcome back. Yeah, I've been working on this, but I just got mad at it, so I'm just doing something else. Sometimes when you just get mad at something and you can't move on, you just do something else. Let's see. So this is where it starts, this is where it ends. Let's see if I move this all the way to 1, 2, 3, there. I don't know how many frames I'm gonna get into here though. Anyway, I'm losing it a little bit, I think. Yes. Okay, let's see. We're getting there, I think. I did lose track of what I was doing a little bit, but that might be it. Like, as far as the spacing goes, like the timing, I might be there. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Not quite, but we're getting there, I think. Let me see. Just making sure, because I think felt like one of these, yeah. This one's kind of up a little bit, which it shouldn't be. It should be aligned straight with that. So should this one. That. Or not. Let's see how this looks if I do it like this. If I line this line up with the frame consistently, I mean, that won't be right because this... Yeah, exactly. Like, people leave. Okay, now that I've got this one aligned with this one, let's just align it to the last frame. Right? And then I'll add, kind of in between layers, I'll add the little bounce of walking in between these frames. I think. I don't think this is bad. Let's see. What are the Twitch emote animated emote length? Isn't there like a maximum amount of frames? 60 frames. I could just slow it down. Change the frame rate to 14 maybe? But then I would move some of this up a little bit, I think. It's 14 per second, then I probably want to start the movement at 14. One, two, three. I'll add some additional frames here. Well, okay. Does Twitch care about total length or frame count? It has to be, the limitation is 60 frames. And there's no, as far as I'm aware, there's no... Okay. Animated emote rules. GIF must be square shaped. 1 megabyte file size for auto resize mode. Each of the file sizes cannot exceed 512 KB. Thumbnail for the animated emote will default to the first frame of the GIF. If you want to create a different thumbnail, this can be overridden with a custom static image. Same requirement for emotes. GIFs cannot be more than 60 frames. Must not flash or flicker for more than 3 times. She must not flash or flicker more than 3 times within 1 second period. So I think you could. There are some long animated emotes. Yeah. Ooh. I guess if you do like 1 frame per second, you can do a minute long. Hypothetically. Kind of. Did I screw up on one of these? Yeah. That? The shortcut is Control T. Make your life easier. You just use the Control T, dingus. Oh. At that, the file size would be too big, I assume, so balance is in order. Yeah. I think also, like, the more complicated the illustration it is, it adds more size too, right? Let's see. I think that timing looks right? Oh, it's a little bit... I wish it was a little bit longer on the still at the beginning. So I might still have to tweak it. What if we speed it up a little bit? And by a little bit, I mean a lot, I guess. Yeah, that start needs more time to breathe. Absolutely. This might be too fast. I don't hate it. I think that works. Do you think the timing for this is right? This feels about right. I'm sure in the developing, the further developing of the of the animation, like as I actually start doing the line art and everything, I'm sure the timing will tweak a little bit, but I think this is a good base. This is a good starting point. I think this is the right timing to like continue from. Okay, it's almost 5 o'clock. I think I'm gonna call it. I would normally like to try to stream till 6, but today I'm really fucking stressed, and I didn't realize how much it was gonna affect me. Like it is. Anyway, whatever. I think I'm just gonna quietly work on this offline for the next little while. Before dinner, and then whatever. Just survive. Yeah, I mean, I would very much like to be less stressed so that I can live. Do you wanna... Man, is he? My boy's still alive. Carson's still streaming, and he's drawing cats. I can't believe he's still live. How long has he been live for? 6 hours. Carson ordered a couple of my magnetic bookmarks. Actually, Maximus. I didn't show you my new bookmarks. Let's do one final plug for the road, right? Let's do one last plug for the road. This is my new release. These are my cat magnetic bookmarks. I have 8 different varieties of cats, 8 different flavors. So these are magnetic bookmarks. I have one right here. All right. And they connect together with two magnets. They clip on. What do I have here? I have some. Here we go. I have a receipt for my dentist appointment. So they connect on either side of the page. You know, and they hold themselves in place, and then they're not quite so prone to falling out, you know, and they have butts. What else could you want? And I've got 8 different flavors of cats. We got the calico, we got the white, we have the Siamese, we have the black cat, we got the Russian blue. And we've got 3 different flavors of tabby. We got brown tabby, we got gray tabby, we got orange tabby. I'm working on a couple more options. They're not quite ready yet. They need a little more time in the oven, and I've just got to focus on commissions for a little while before I get those done. Maybe in between approvals I'll be able to get them done, but this is what we're going. You know what I'm getting for Dragon Con Loot Find? I don't know what that means. Anyway, so we've got cat magnetic bookmarks, and we've also got pugs. So if you're looking for a new bookmark, I've got a few options for you. Other than that, we're gonna go visit Carson. Stevie's a dear friend of mine. She raided me. And Carson's a dear friend of mine. Let's raid him. Free stuff that you hit around the convention for people to grab. That's cool. Oh, I like that. Okay. Well, thanks for hanging out. I'm gonna probably spend a little bit more time working on this emote without the pressure of eyes looking at me. And see if I can develop these more before dinner. And then before bed. Hopefully, I don't know. Maybe I'll stream on... If I stream again this week, it'll be on Thursday. Hopefully, I won't feel so self-conscious. And hopefully, Carson's not about to end his stream. Hope you guys have an amazing week otherwise. Talkies and arties and streamies. Hell yeah, brother. Okay, there you are. Hell yeah. Maybe I should make a leave emote for myself. Once I get the practice in. I don't know. But yeah, hope you have an amazing week, an amazing weekend. Hopefully things will come together in a way that is appealing. Goodbye!